New Things Day, and there's things everywhere. Just to keep you up to date here, we're still getting weird in the weird chair, and this may be my first video that I have sleeves on in, let's call it, 3 months. So, let's get started with the comics first, as always, the attraction, the main attraction, the center ring of my unlimited ring circus. I don't know what I got going on here. I don't know where I was going with that. First up, Supergirl #1. I hope it's good. I miss a good Supergirl story. The last one I remember being good was when she had that crossover with. Nope, I'll even go back farther. The story with Hel, Hel, the Kryptonian who was, I don't know, demonic-ish, it seemed. That might be the last time I enjoyed Supergirl. Read it for a long time after that, though. Didn't stop me from reading it. I chose that cover because the other one looked jagged and sharp. Whoever did the cover, it just looked like they've never seen a jawline before. Here we go, Batman #6. And the two options of cover for this were one where Batman was chasing down Gotham Girl, or this one where Gotham Girl looks like Harley Quinn and is pulling Batman away. I didn't want this one, but I really didn't want the other one. So this is a best case. Wrong. This is a lesser of two evils. I was going with the wrong phrase there, the wrong expression, if you will. Cyborg #1. I had to get this cover also because I don't like the covers where it's just the character standing awkwardly in front of a white screen or in front of a white backdrop. I don't understand it. Like, it's like we just caught them putting their costume on for the first time. Every one of them looks like that. If you don't believe me, go back and look at all the Rebirth covers where it's just the character standing in front of white on the cover. It looks like we just caught them doing something wrong, and they were not expecting the picture to be taken. Somebody who did know a picture was going to be taken because he's posing like a madman is Uncanny X-Men #12, Magneto. That's a fantastic cover. If I liked Magneto more, I would get this tattooed because that is a phenomenal cover. Actually, now that I'm past my anger of the Rebirth covers, there's a few good covers this week. This is one of them. I like this cover a lot, although I feel like the Hellfire Club posing may be overdone. I couldn't name offhand where I've seen it before, but it's definitely happened. This might be my favorite cover of the week. And this was actually a hard one to pick the cover of because I liked both of them so much. I'll tell you my thought process here after I display it. This is Jughead #9, where he meets Sabrina. And my thought process, two reasons why I chose this cover as opposed to the other one. This one has Sabrina kind of prominent on the cover and Jughead kind of off to the back, whereas the other one had Jughead prominent and Sabrina off to the back. And I kind of enjoyed the Sabrina cover. And also, she has shorts, like weird baggy shorts on in the other one, and that's not a Sabrina I want to see. I don't want Sabrina to be chasing down crocodiles because she looked like Steve Irwin, and I would prefer Sabrina to be a teenage witch, like her name describes, as opposed to, I don't know, a member of a safari or in Nam. Deadpool Mercs for Money #3. I got nothing on this. I don't know what's happening. I feel like they're breaking up the Mercs, but how are they still going to have a book? I know it's like 4 of these guys have their own solo books coming out, so what's happening? Well, no, sorry. Solo is the only one that has a solo book coming out. They all have their own individual books coming out. I thought Domino was going to get involved because she was in the first issue, and I don't think she's involved at all, which is bumming me out. Although I did think I just see... Yep. Definitely saw Nuke. That's interesting. Okay. I'm just an idiot from Deadpool, I guess. Silk #12. And I'll say it. I could say it now. I say it every time. This book is great. It's fantastic. And I never talk about it because I don't think it's great. And I'm never excited to read it until I read it. And then I sit back and I ask myself, why? Why did I not read this first? Why is this not one of my favorite books? It is. I'm saying it now. This is one of my favorite books going. I think it's fantastic. Read Silk. Great character. And lastly, I might say leastly, because this book it might be ending actually. If it's ending, I'd be alright with that. Wouldn't be upset. It doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon, at least. But all new, all different Avengers 14, Civil War 2 tie-in, the new Wasp, Indifference, Indifference. Next, a couple non-comic and book-related things. It was my turn to pick the movie for movie night. So I actually had to go purchase one because I saw a trailer for the new Blair Witch. I wanted to see it very badly. Girlfriend tells me she's never seen the original. I said, shut your mouth. That's blasphemy. It's not really. I remember watching it and it being okay, but because it was such a revolutionary movie at the time, I mean, take out like Cannibal Holocaust, and it's one of the first movies to do the whole shaky cam thing, fake documentary deal. So I bought the original Blair Witch. I don't even know why I didn't have it. And the main thing that I think I pulled the trigger on this is because it came with a little thing, and it's sticky on here, which bothers the shit out of me. A little thing for money off movie tickets, so I may go see the new Blair Witch thanks to this. I might have seen it anyway. Helps a little bit. And a little bit of my life has to be told to show this. I take my grandfather to like a race every set. Well, the last one's this weekend, but my grandfather used to race cars, and he's been in a wheelchair since I don't know 86. He's been in a wheelchair since I've been born. I've never known my grandfather not in a wheelchair, but he used to race cars. He loves cars. He loves racing, and I took him there once, and he fell in love with it, and I couldn't get him away from there if I tried. Now that's the only place he wants to go. And they have like a little place that sells like die-cast cars and shirts and memorabilia. And I walked out there. I don't know, getting a pretzel or something, and I saw a WCW Rick Steiner car. It was like a weird station wagon, but it had Rick Steiner on the side, and I didn't buy it. It was only $2. I didn't buy it. So I went back, sat down, told my girlfriend about it jokingly, and when she went to, I don't know, do something, she came back and she said the Rick Steiner car was gone, but she had bought this, which is as it says up here, 24 karat gold championship edition WCW Goldberg car. And I don't know what my life is anymore. I feel like owning this makes me something else. I'm not a person anymore. I may be a genie now. If you rub the car, I may be inside of it to grant your wishes, because I think that's what it means. I'm not sure. This is my first one, but I think I'm now a genie. I was trying to figure out. Oh, it's Racing Champions. I wanted to figure out what like company made it. I wanted to say it was a. Oh, diecast car body is 24 karat gold plated. I had to make sure there was an asterisk there. Asterisk. And on the back, just Goldberg stats. That's it. I'm gonna be honest, I love it. I love everything about it. Um, it's fantastic. That's all I gotta say about it. I love it. All right, now the books I've saved. I'll play my game where I guess the publisher dates. If I get I'll guess them anyway. Whether I get a price or not, I'll guess them based solely off of appearance and feel. I'm a book speaker. I don't like the way that sounds at all. I'm a book medium. I'm a book medium. I talk to books. I better fucking perform good in this time. First thing up is Bruce Barton's The Book Nobody Knows. Hardback, no dust jacket. Straight cut on all the pages, no decollage. Published by Bob's Merrill Company in Indianapolis. Okay, I don't know if I like this anymore. I mean, this is comfy, but I feel too comfortable. I feel like I shouldn't be this comfortable doing a video. We'll see how this works out. I'm just gonna go by pure smell. Pure smell alone. Here we go. I'm delivering. This book was published in 1968. Jack Parr This book, My Saber is Bent, hardback, no dust jacket. Slight decolage on the cut here, but we have some pictures in here. Some pictures. I'm very unfamiliar with Jack Parr. I know the name. That might be it. I don't have a cover price. I don't know much about Jack Parr. Published by Trident Press, Simon Schuster. I don't know, 1970 on the dot. 1970. 1961. 9 off. And I know at least one person cares about this game. So, Mercy, the answer to the first book that I guessed 1968 off smell was 1926. So we're just going to move on, pretend it not happened, pretend it never happened, and we're going to pretend I'm still good at this game. So, Judith Jacqueline Belushi's Samurai Widow. I know nothing about this other than I guess it's Jim Belushi's wife. We have a cover price of nothing. There's no cover price on this. This book was never sold. Published by Carolyn Graff. I have no idea. I don't know. When did Jim Belushi die? Did she write this before he died? Did she kill him? 1983. I'm way off again. Well, actually, not as off as the last one. 1990, this was published. Should be an interesting read. Greg Harrigus, Someplace Safe. Hardback, library bound, dust jacket. You know, I love it. I love everything about it. On the back here, very quick biography here of Greg Harrigus. Grew up in Chicago, where he now teaches high school and writes short stories and articles. He is at work on a second novel. Does that mean this is his first novel, or is this a book of short stories? I think this is his first novel. We have a cover price. Well, it's published by St. Martin's Press. Cover price of $13.95. $13.95. This is 92. It's 92 all day. 92 all day. I might stop playing this game because either I am fantastic and I get nothing for it at all, or I'm awful and then I beat myself up over it for days on end. This was published in 1984. George Orwell, 1984. Next, Beyond the Mountain, Elizabeth Arthur, a novel, hardback, dust jacket, library bound, laminated. Do I just need a laminator? Is that what I need? A laminate to laminate the covers of my books so they're gorgeous like this? Because I love a library binding. Oh, do I love a library binding. It was published by Harper & Row. Cover price $12.95. 1981. I don't know. 83. We're back on board. We're back on track. And even though I got that close, it still doesn't do anything for me or my self-esteem or anything I feel inside. It does nothing. A novel of presidential debate by Edward A. Rogers. This is Face to Face. I'm sure this is a political thriller. I'm sure it's a political thriller. I wonder why I got some of these books. What did I see in them? What did I see that said I need that? I do love politics, so I'm going to be honest. I'll probably enjoy this a lot more than I'm leading on. I didn't see a cover price, and I accidentally looked at the printing. There's a second printing in 1962. So 62 election, I will not be able to pull you who was in the 62 or around then, who the presidential candidates were. So, not doing it. Although, Edward A. Rogers, the author, served as former Vice President Richard M. Nixon's TV advisor during the 1960 presidential campaign. That answered half of what I said. Next up, Bobby Butchermouth. William Deverell's Mindfield. Library bound, hardback, dust jacket in impeccable condition because of the library binding, mind you. $18.95 cover price. $18.95 cover price. So it's 1985. There's no doubt in my mind. It's definitely later. It's definitely later. 1989. Yep, I know it. I second guess myself. Although I have to do that, so I have an out. If I second guess my answer, no matter how sure I am of my answer, I will second guess it, so I have an out of that answer. So if I'm not wrong, I can save myself a little face and not feel bad at myself for the rest of the day. I still will, but I don't have to. Next up, Robert Silverberg's World's Fair, 1992. I'm just going to go on a limb here and say I do not think this was published in 1992. It has an amazing, I mean, it's a little beat up, but there's a whole chunk missing of the spine, but the dust jacket is this amazing outer space art of this weird planets and I don't know, some ship or community of some sort up there. Cover price of $4.95, published by Follett Publishing. I don't even have the slightest idea. I'm going to say 57, just because that's what I want it to be, because I need to be right for once in my life. Oh, God, I'm way off. It is a first printing, but it was published in 1970. What am I thinking? Something sci-fi was published in 1952 with this cover. Nobody would buy this in 1952. They're not interested in that. They're still reeling from the war. So disappointed in myself. So disappointed. Next up, two books at once, apparently. I feel like I showed that one already. Might have two copies of that. But first, William H. Brown's A Hand on My Shoulder. A little Native American on here. Hardback, dust jacket, little rip here. But all in all, not that bad. What's this? This says it's signature copy, William H. Brown. I don't know if you can see that. And it says also first edition. So let's see. I don't know. I don't know if this signature is real. It doesn't look real. Maybe it is real. There's the signature, but I've seen books that kind of have the signature in the book like that. I mean, there is a difference in coloration though from a pen stroke in the dots. So I'm going to confirm that this is a signed edition. Now let's evaluate the other half of that. Is it a first edition? Vantage Press published. Oh, it is a first edition, and I was so excited to find that out that I didn't guess that it was published in 1962. That's what I was thinking, though. We all knew it. We knew I was going to say 1962. I got this one right, on the nose. So, autographed first edition of A Hand on My Shoulder by William H. Brown. No idea who he is. Actually, let's learn about him. He's a native of Goffstown, New Hampshire, named for Colonel John Goff, who appears in a story. In this story, hold on. Hold on. So this guy's named after this other guy. And he writes a story about the other guy. The guy that he's named after. You have to really kind of love your parents for that, right? I mean, I don't even know who I would be. I don't know any Brandons. But if my parents said, hey, you're named after this guy, I'd probably hate that guy. Just because. Why? Why am I named after this guy? I don't know any Brandons. Got nothing. But, moving on. I don't know what that whole tangent was. Unnecessary is what it was. Next up, 11 Harrow House, a novel by Gerald A. Brown. I'm interested to know where Gerald Brown, what does Gerald Brown is. I know it's a common name. It's going to be a common name. But I had a Gerald Brown for English in college. And that would be a crazy, crazy spiral if I saved one of his books from a bookshop. And hey, we got a signature edition also, but not signed by Gerald A. Brown. Signed by Julianne Fletcher, guys. We got her. We got her signature. We did it. That sounds like a sweet idea, though. I might start doing that. That's a lot of books to carry, though. I want to get people who are not involved in the book in any way to autograph it. Like, not of the same medium, though. Like, I don't think I'd want to get, like, an author to autograph somebody else's book. But see, I get, like, a comic artist to autograph just a random book. Or I get, like a wrestler. Like I go get Sergeant Slaughter's signature in just a book, not a wrestling book. I'm not an idiot, but I think that would be very interesting. I would like to get as many stand-up comedians as I could to sign my copy of "I'm Dying Up Here" because I love that book and it's very of the art of the comedy aspect. It'd be interesting. Gerald Brown with his wife Merle. He attended Columbia University, the University of New Mexico, and the Sorbonne. He has lived and traveled around the globe and knows firsthand the international diamond world represented in this novel. He lives in New York City with his wife, a high fashion model and actress. Yeah, I'm going to go on a limb and say not the same guy that I had as a professor. Not going to happen. But this is the book club edition. Most of my book club editions were late 60s, early 70s. I got to go 72 on this. Published by Arbor House. This decollage here is killing me. 1970. No, wrong. 72. Guys, I'm the greatest. How am I not pitching this to networks as a show where you come on, I show a shitty book nobody's ever heard about, and tell you, hey, I know when this is published. Do you? And then I don't know who's winning money because I feel like I'm going to lose out on this if I'm the host and I'm the one trying to be right all the time. Last book, and then I'm out of here. This is too long already. Nobody cares. Night of the Claw, a novel of horror by Jay Ramsey, library bound, hardback. There is an ISBN on the back. Looking for a price. $12.95. Oh, I feel like I should just go out on that one. I should have pretended like this wasn't here. 1970. Wrong. 1981. 1981. 1983. First U.S. edition. This is still a win, guys. Still a win. 1981 is still a win. 81, 83, still a win. Thank you for watching this 22-minute train crash off a cliff into a volcano. I enjoy myself talking. I may be addicted to it, but it's not an addiction everybody's going to enjoy. It's not an addiction anybody else is going to have. But thank you for watching. Got to put Jughead at the front here because that Sabrina cover is phenomenal. Thank you for watching. Train crash of a volcano.